Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are going to be diving into lots of Arsenal stories this morning. William Saliba's goal against Bournemouth has been voted for goal of the month in August at Arsenal. Gabriel has been nominated and voted as player of the month at Arsenal as well. And a couple of team news as we enter the Brentford game. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. We are very close to 60,000 subscribers. Now, let's get into it. William Saliba's goal against Bournemouth has been voted as the best goal at Arsenal among all the goals we scored in August. As the goal of the month with a 51% vote. Gabriel Martinelli's goal against Leicester City and Gabriel Jesus' goal against Leicester City as well were also nominated. But according to the fans, William Saliba's goal against Bournemouth is the better goal. Now, look, I love the technique that William Saliba used in that goal. It's so calm for a defender. It's so calm for a centre-back to score such a goal. And I think, this is what many Arsenal fans really went with. He's a centre-back. He's just coming back from, all these loan spells and settling in well. And the fact that he has missed out on Player of the Month, definitely he needed to get an award. And goal of the month deserved him. The goal was an absolute spectacular. But of course, in the comment section, what do you think about those three goals? Gabriel Martinelli's goal against Leicester, the fourth goal. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of technique, but it relieves a lot of pressure on our shoulders. And I also think the fact that he struck it outside the penalty area and the technique he used there, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But anyway, the goal for William Saliba has won that one. I also considered Gabriel Jesus' goal against Leicester City because the technique in that one was absolutely class. Look, it's one of those goals that you don't see every weekend. It's one of those goals that you don't see every week. Because, look, the way he took it, the confidence, the idea to dig it into, the far corner is absolutely genius. You might say he's a striker, he's a number 9, but there are not so many strikers that give you such a goal, per weekend. And of course, we know the best strikers are always at the back post, and most of their goals are always tap-ins. That is what most of the strikers do. But when you look at Gabriel Jesus and that goal against Leicester City, if it were voted, because I think it missed out with a 39% vote. I think it did well in terms of the vote. It really did well. But anyway, Saliba deserved it. He didn't win Player of the Month, so he really deserved an award. And Goal of the Month just speaks volumes about the quality of that guy in August. And look, for me, that goal signifies what William Saliba has been for Arsenal in August. What his start to the Arsenal career has been this season. Just quality, just absolute quality. Now, Gabriel Jesus has also won the award of Player of the Month according to the Arsenal supporters. He has been the best player at Arsenal in August. Now, this one, I will dispute it. I'm absolutely going to dispute this one. Now, look, if you're voting for the most impressive player, I think Gabriel Jesus wins it. If we are voting for a player who has been for the most loved player, I think, at Arsenal and the most impactful, then he wins it. But my Player of the Month overall, in terms of all attributes, is Granit Xhaka. I mean, I'm so devastated that Xhaka was not nominated for Player of the Month. I'm very devastated. Now, Odegaard nominated, Gabriel Martinelli nominated, William Saliba nominated as well, and Gabriel Jesus. All those players massively deserve the credit. But Xhaka, for me, deserves the credit more. He has already scored in that, in August, a very vital goal, by the way. And then on top of that, the new role he's picked up in the Mikel Arteta side and how well he's doing it. You cannot convince me that Xhaka is not nominated for Player of the Month. My Player of the Month is Granit Xhaka in August. But let's talk about Gabriel Jesus and the impact he has had. 6 goal contributions in 6 games for Arsenal. 3 goals, 3 assists. apart from Erling Haaland, I struggle to remember another really impactful signing this campaign. We have the likes of Joao Palhinha at Fulham, absolutely class. If you think about him, you have the likes of I think you'll have the likes of Aronson at Leeds United, absolutely impactful as well. But Gabriel Jesus, in terms of impact, in terms of helping your side becoming a better side, the leadership, the versatility, the winning mentality, he's on another level. So let's talk about these guys. Him winning Player of the Month is just, a start to many of these awards that he's gonna win, and that is why I'm not comfortable with Gabriel Jesus winning this award over Xhaka. Xhaka is not going to win Player of the Month so many times. I don't think he's even going to be nominated so many times for this award. Gabriel Jesus, he has chances and chances and chances of winning the award. But look, to be true, guys, I got no problem. Okay, let's look at all the players that were nominated. Let's start off with William Saliba. Did well, did all right, scored a goal in that, scored an own goal in that month, scored a goal on the other side to help Arsenal in the Bournemouth game as well, and has been absolutely solid. Absolutely solid. He has not lost a game in August as a centre back. That is a massive credit. And also, how many clean sheets did we keep in August? I think 3. Crystal Palace, a clean sheet. Bournemouth, a clean sheet. And I think, we didn't keep a clean sheet against Aston Villa. Unluckily, we didn't. So I think there were 2 clean sheets in 5 games. Were they? I think 2 clean sheets in 5 games. Because we conceded against Aston Villa. We conceded against Leicester City as well. And we conceded against Fulham. So 2 clean sheets in 5 games. All five games won. As a centre back, I don't think you can ask more from your centre backs. I think, look, if you win 5 games out of 5 with 2 clean sheets, your centre backs and your goalkeepers done all right. So William Saliba, I would consider him if the likes of Martinelli and Odegaard had not put in superior performances. What puts off William Saliba for me is the own goal, first and foremost. And I think there are so many other better players for Arsenal that were consistent than William Saliba in August. Then Gabriel Martinelli, I'm quite surprised that the hype and the performances have not been rewarded with this award. Because with Gabriel Martinelli, he has been consistent right from day one. He scored Arsenal's first goal of the campaign. It was a header against Crystal Palace. And ever since then, what a campaign he has had. He scored against Leicester City as well. And then he scored for us a winner against Aston Villa. He also brought the corner that resulted into a winner against Fulham. Honestly, guys, the number of points this guy has given Arsenal in August needs to be talked about. The impact. His goals are actually winning goals. His assists are also winning goals. So I think Gabriel Martinelli has been cheated here. He has been absolutely cheated. And I know that many of the people who voted for this award voted for Gabriel Jesus because it's a new signing and the excitement around him. But if this award was 2-3 months in, I think Martinelli should have won it. I think he could have won it because for me, his goals have been a little bit more impactful than Gabriel Jesus. But then we talk about goals and assists and impact. We forget Martin Odegaard. Odegaard scored a very crucial goal against Fulham when Arsenal needed someone to race onto the occasion. Then he scored a very, very important goal as well in our Bournemouth game, a brace actually in our Bournemouth game. He literally won us the Bournemouth game. An assist, 3 assists as well in his first 6 games of the campaign. It is very hard to dispute Gabriel Jesus over Odegaard. But if anyone went with Martin Odegaard for Player of the Month, again, I wouldn't really be surprised. I think he has had a very big impact. It's been a very big month for Martin Odegaard. Lots of goals, lots of assists. I think he's gonna look back on August and say, this is the kind of player I want to be. That in that month, so many people have equated him and likened him to Kevin De Bruyne, and it shows you the level at which he's been performing. Top quality. By the way, guys, those are the awards for August. Goal of the month goes to William Saliba versus Bournemouth, and player of the month is Gabriel. Manager of the month is Mikel Arteta. We've spoken about that. I think he deserves it. 5 wins out of the 5 available games. You deserve it, and we deserve the success. Now, to get into some of the other stories, we have the team news on the Brentford game. Thomas Partey has made it to the squad. Ben White has made it to the squad as well, and William Saliba. Of course, Saliba was called up for France. There was some kind of talk that he might not make it to the Brentford squad, and he might be left out. But Saliba is available to play against Brentford. Thomas Partey as well, most importantly, is available as well. And then Ben White as well is available. So expect to see those 3 tough fixture at the GTEC Stadium. But I think with Thomas Partey coming back, with all our centre backs around, we should be able to keep Brentford at bay. And then you have that quite lethal attack that can create problems for Bournemouth. So it should be an easy encounter, an easy game for me. Now, Nuno Tavares, of course, was speaking to the media about his future at Arsenal Football Club, and he said he wanted a release clause. He wanted a buy option. He wanted a buy clause in his contract to Marseille, in his loan deal to Marseille. He wanted a buy option. However, Arsenal objected to that. So precisely, Nuno Tavares wants to leave Arsenal for good. Mikel Arteta doesn't think so. I think Mikel looks at Nuno Tavares as a player who still has a lot to offer to this Arsenal side. And he said, I'm not selling Nuno Tavares. I just want him to go out on loan, get some experience, and then come back. Look, in my opinion, listen, I've seen him play at Marseille. I've seen how good he is, and I've seen how improved he has become. My problem with Nuno Tavares has always been decision making, and in the Premier League, you're never gonna have a lot of time to deal with all your to process all the information, receiving the ball, and then where to put it. You're never gonna have that time. It's a very physical league. It is at a high intensity, and if you're new to the league, you're always gonna be targeted. And that is, look, if you're prone to errors, if you're prone to mistakes, clubs are always going to target you. And that is what, that is what clubs were doing with Nuno Tavares. They were targeting him. He had become a weak point in our team. But if you ask me, that left back role, that inverted full back role, Nuno Tavares is far a better player than Quarantini in that role. I'm not talking about playing as a traditional fullback. I'm talking about playing as an inverted fullback. And I know Mikel Arteta is aware of that and is not going to let go of Nuno Tavares. He cannot do that. But seemingly Tavares is not happy. He wanted to stay at Arsenal and fight for his place. Mikel Arteta didn't think so. He thought it would be better if he left the club, get more game time, get more experience, and come back in the side. Look, either way, if Arsenal decide to sell Nuno Tavares, it will actually work out. We signed him for 10 million euros. If we decide to sell him for around 30 million euros or 40 million euros, it still works out. It's going to be a huge profit. And that is kind of the model Manchester City are running right now. And I would love Arsenal to run the same model. Spend a lot of money on these players, but if they don't work out, if they don't stay in your system, then sell them at a profit. For me, Nuno Tavares has the potential to become one of the very exciting left backs in Europe. Very, very talented. But if he wants to leave, if he's no longer committed, 100% to the project, then he can't leave. I don't think we will miss the services of Nuno Tavares so deeply. I think it's easy to replace Kieran Tierney with someone. In my opinion, if Tierney doesn't pick up the basics of an inverted fullback, then we'll have to move him on. Tavares is a good replacement only if he decides that he wants to come back at Arsenal. But if he decides to leave and Masai can part with 40 million euros or 35 million euros, I would definitely sell him. I would honestly sell him. But look, I love the development. I love the way he's doing well at Olympique Marseille. And should anything happen, should he decide to come back to Arsenal, I think we're gonna see a very different Nuno Tavares. Decision making, I think, is getting better. Defensively, is getting better as well. And he has always been that young little boy who is very enthusiastic about playing football. He loves to explore a couple of options available to him. He loves to go up, high up the pitch. He loves to create chances. He loves to get involved. He's not timid and he's not afraid to try out a few different things on the pitch. That is exactly why Arsenal signed him. That is exactly why Mikel Arteta signed him. We never signed him to sell him, right? It's just that he never coped up with the Premier League. And this is the problem I have with a couple of players. When a manager sends you out on loan because of the difficulty of the league and they're considering your development, some players don't take it in the right way. And I know Nuno Tavares looks at Kieran Tierney and says, I'm more talented than this guy. But currently, Kieran Tierney has grasped the basics of playing in the Premier League than you. So go out, understand European football, understand. The good thing is that, at Marseille, I think is having, is it Europa League? Is he having Europa League at Marseille or Conference League? I'm not sure. I think they're having Europa League, aren't they? They're having Europa League. So he's playing on Europe at Marseille as well. So literally he's missing nothing, between him playing at Marseille and playing at Arsenal. He's literally missing only Premier League, football. So anyway, the player thinks he should be leaving Arsenal on a permanent. Let's wait and see if that will change anytime soon. We'll be back with the match build-up. We'll be back with the match reaction as well. And my player ratings, Mikel Arteta's press conference as well. So lots of content to come your way. Hit that like button, subscribe to the podcast, and I'll see you very, very soon.